The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
And just like that, it was Thursday again. Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray.
And I'm Candace.
So glad to have each and every one of you. We have a lot of people tuning in this morning from Louisville. We see Hickory joining the crowd this morning, and
Lake, Mississippi, yeah. Good morning, Donna Evans.
Good to see each and every one of y'all as we begin another day. A hot day is what we've got in store.
I know I said this morning, I cannot believe it's going to be 80 or 81 degrees
Oh, let's
today.
just look at that. Look at this temperature. 81, 82 tomorrow.
In November.
I know.
This
and
is
then
crazy.
Now, Friday night, we want to bring this up. Let's go ahead and talk about weather. It's going to be out to our west in the Vicksburg area as we pull this up. The National Weather Service showing us this on the western side. Now, we're going to get rain Saturday, but the bad weather is going to be west of us. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and knock this out of the way of what's going on out there. It's some severe weather that will not reach Mississippi, which is great news. Here's what we show on Breeden Honda radar. Tornadic activity out this way in Tyler, Texas, Texarkana, Denton, Texas, Dallas. Serious weather there. Mississippi barely getting a number one there on the Mississippi Delta side on the west side of the state. So we're okay.
Okay. So Saturday, will it be just rain?
Yeah, rain is what we'll get. And a few, thunderstorms and downpours here and there, but no serious weather, thank heavens.
Yes.
Still a chance of fog. Did you get in any this morning?
Maybe just a little bit, not much. I mean, it
should be burned off by 9 o'clock this morning. And get ready. We started out at 50, and we'll be at 31-degree difference in between daylight and the day's high.
This is just crazy. You never know, what to wear.
That's what Christy just said. I don't know what to wear.
You don't. I mean, you start out in stuff for cool weather, and then you just have to wear layers in Mississippi because you never know.
Y'all must have ESPN together.
ESPN?
Yeah, that's the way I've always heard it referred to in Kemper County.
Yeah.
Boy, over there got ESPN. Y'all know I'm right. So, how did everything go in your evening hours? Good?
It was, pretty good. It was.
We have had a lot, to say the least, go on in the area. So we just found out a minute ago that, bless her heart, Reba has had to postpone some things.
I saw that, yeah. They said that she has to postpone due to her doctor's orders of, what is it?
Vocal rest.
Yeah, vocal rest.
She's been yelling at some man sometime too long and calls her where she can't sing. See how that got her? I need to say happy anniversary to my wife. I almost don't want to forget this. 32 years today.
Well, happy anniversary to
Can you believe
Scotty Ray and Angie. Yes.
It was 1990 that she got lucky. She walks around singing that Bobby Bear song, I'm the Winner.
Oh, I thought she was going to say what is her? Mary Chapin Carpenter.
I feel lucky. No, what was the old one that I always joke about? Happiest girl in the whole USA.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, sunshine. You remember
we
that?
We need Angie up here.
She probably wouldn't agree with you. She's like, bah, humbug, him again.
No.
Been looking at him for 32 years.
32 years is a long time.
It is.
It is.
And what was that George Jones song that comes to mind? Still doing time. And then there was old Stonewall Jackson, still got a life to go. Good morning. We are glad that you've chosen us to watch this morning and we'll be a part of what we do. Let's start in on some of the headlines of what's going on in the Meridian area. As nightfall would come, it was a very hectic night for police and people that live in our city. Why? Let's pull this up and get started on this as we take off into this and we show our first home that was hit with gunfire last night. This would be right up Highway 19 as you head toward, as we all know, the College Park area. This is going to be just east of there. I was going to say, I can make this bigger. Let's do this. Let's make this a tad bigger where everybody can see it. Here's 5th Street right here. This is where Mid-South Welding is, the gas station, and on up here is College Park. Right here to the right, a home hit with gunfire last night. Bullets all up in it. No one was injured somehow.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Now, again, this is going to fall under Miss Walker's district as we look at the different areas of town. And as I pointed out yesterday, if you're tired of getting gunfire in your home, this is who you get in contact with. This is your council person right here, Miss Ward. You can reach her, Ramonda Walker, at meridianms.org. Pretty easy to do. And then if that doesn't work, you want to go a little bit higher, go ahead and call the police chief. You can call her at the office at 485-1842. Talk to Miss Deborah. She'll be real nice about it. And you can email her there also. And better yet, you can call the mayor. Say, Jimmy, what we doing? 485-1926.
I think it would be a great job, or a great idea, if they could hold a meeting. I mean,
Like a press conference?
Yeah, a press conference.
Imagine that.
With everybody, and address all this. Like, what are we going to do? This is what we're doing, and keep everybody up
Well,
to
you
date.
take suggestions from the community.
Right. And let people voice their opinions. They deserve that. That's the least you could do, is let people stand up there and give their piece about what they're going through in their communities. I mean, they elected you.
That's right.
You have a job because of them.
Still no press conference from the murder that we had in downtown Meridian. Now, we have arrested the suspect. That is good, but we would still like a briefing on this to know a little bit more about it. How did it happen, and what are we doing to be proactive over this?
Yeah. Because I just think it's just not said enough. I mean, the stuff's not
correct.
Like, there's not enough press conference. And then when they do have something, nobody's allowed to ask anything. Hardly.
Correct. It's quick.
Right.
This is what happened by. We don't need that. Okay, let's get into some more shootings that happened last night. Now, we didn't have any other people that their homes were hit that I'm aware of. Let me back up and be clear about that. I'm only aware that gunshots were heard in these different areas of town that I'm going to talk about. Now, as daylight breaks, sometimes you discover that, cars and things did take a bullet or two. As we go to the 300 block of 45th Avenue last night, right here, in this area here is where we will find that we had more gunshots. This is almost that same exact area here, Highway 19, right in here. Another round of gunshots were heard in that area. As we move over, let's go to the other side of the street here. Let's go to 5th Street. It'll be a little bit further east of there, not far. Right there. 5th Street and 46th Avenue, right along in there, we had more gunshots there. There's the Gypsy Queen. This is due south of 8th Street. And again, in that same area where that house was hit. No one was hurt there. Now, we did get reports. I had several people text and said it was a dark-colored, like a Elantra, that sped away, a four-door car that hit the house. Lots of comments about that last night. 29th Avenue, we had shots reported there last night. No one hit. As you'll look at this, here's 29th as you come off the interstate going into Meridian. No one hit. No one hurt there either that we're aware of. We also had gunshots reported 23rd Avenue, the 1700 block of 23rd Avenue as we go into this. And where is that? That's just due north of Anderson's Hospital, right along in here. Here's 24th and 18th, right along in there. Gunshots in that area. Do you live in that area? Did you hear it? We'd love to hear from you. Wait a minute, we're not done yet. We've got a few more places that in the overnight. 54th and Arthur Street. This would be on the other side of Highway 19, where I almost went a moment ago as we pull this up. Right here. Here's where the house was shot. To the west of there, here's Meridian Fire Station number 3. Right there. You going up here, here's Trustmark Bank where we had that shooting. Right here's where we had the double homicide. More shots right in that area right there last night. Now, I got one final place that was texted to me just a moment ago. The 3400 block of 40th Avenue. You had a gentleman say, it woke me up, rattled my windows at 2:45 a.m. this morning. He said, and I immediately called the police. And this is that area that we'll see right there, right above West Hills Elementary School. In that area right there is where we heard the gunshots last night. Here's the Meridian Activity Center, and you'll back out and look at that.
Yeah.
So a lot of gunplay last night.
That's just, I don't know, it's scary.
And it does make you go, what are our officials doing? Hold everybody accountable. Your offices, we need results.
Yeah.
We need to hear something from you. We're asking. That's the best way to put that.
And these
What you
people
thinking?
who are not doing anything about it, or not even trying to let people know if they have a plan or not. I mean, come election time,
Well,
if they're not doing their job.
they all
Somebody in
voted
there that
for
will.
change, and I think we do have a change. And Meridian, I got to
it's
give them credit.
change.
We got it, don't we?
It's changed, but it's not for the better. And I mean, this is our hometown. I mean, we might live in the county, but we work in town. Our grandparents and some of our parents lived in town at times, and there's still people who are living there, and like I've said, that want to live in peace.
That's right.
They deserve that, and it's just awful.
One more of these places, and this was before dark. Now, they didn't find anything, but they did go investigate it there. 17th Avenue, we had some shots there late yesterday afternoon. 17th, 18th Street, it was investigated. They didn't find any holes in the road. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen. I want to be clear on all of that. Now, we got a lot more to talk about what went on last night here, there, and what went on in downtown Meridian yesterday. Somebody says gunshots are drug-related. You're absolutely right, Winnie. That does kind of go hand in hand with each other these days. Some folks that, don't need to be walking the streets. We all know that. Gang units need to be brought back, Joshua says. I believe that also. Yeah. Y'all stay close. We got more to tell you. It all happened here in the Meridian area as we all wake up together at a nice, cool 50. Yeah. We're still smiling. We're all safe right now.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Scotty, Ray, and Candace. J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
Welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace as we begin today. We say this, and we do hope that if you live in this area of town that you'll lend a helping hand to these folks. We don't know much. I spoke with the fire chief this morning of Meridian Fire Department, and we had a home that was seriously damaged last night. This would be on the 1400 block of 5th Street. Home major damaged. It was fully engulfed when the fire department got there. Now, the family got out just in time, but it did receive a lot of damage. They're going to need a little help to get back on their feet. So if you live in those areas of town, lend a helping hand, a jacket, a set of clothes or something.
If we find out what their sizes are in clothes, there might be some people who can help out that way too.
Gift certificates, something to help them through these troubled times. I'm sure that the Red Cross jumps in, but as we all know, that only goes so far, and your world is turned upside down at least for a little while.
Well, and the Red Cross also, I'm not talking about monetary, money, but they help with clothing and stuff like that. But they depend on the people to donate also. So, yeah. They
are. Lee Yates joining us from Vicksburg. What a beautiful little town. I love Vicksburg traveling over there.
It is pretty.
Stop right there. You can stop at that little rest area. And, it isn't a rest area, the visitor center there, and see the river view there. And y'all are getting that new sign in Vicksburg. It's going to cost a whole lot of money. Welcome to Vicksburg.
Oh, really?
And I tried to say it this morning. It was all I could do to get it out of my mouth. Help me say it. Mural. That word.
Mural. Yeah, and we went to a ball tournament in Vicksburg one time. They have a neat, really nice facility for playing baseball. I mean, they have zip lines and little...
Yeah.
Seems like little restaurants and stores within that whole ballpark. It's really neat.
Check it out there. Yeah. One day I'm going to conquer that word, and I'm going to be able to say it. There's just certain words that you can't say.
Yeah.
Well, as they say up north of here in Noxubee County, yesterday there was an accident on Highway 19 out by the Dollar General. Did you hear about this?
I didn't.
Slowed up traffic for a little while there. It started out, as I got word of it, as a fender bender, but as we got closer into this, traffic got backed up. Here's a first glimpse at that of two cars involved in this. Looks like a little Toyota car in front of the Dollar General there. That's what we put out. And here's a bigger view of all as it got a little bit worse there, as emergency officials got to the scene. And I think somebody had some minor injuries that they were treated for in the end. No life-threatening stuff. But
thank goodness, yes.
That's a scary little place from there to State Boulevard Extension. Always something. We've had several lives lost there.
Yes,
dangerous.
It is a bad spot. Some people try to cross the highway. Some are getting onto the highway from State Boulevard Extension.
Now, we got to give credit where credit is due. Does everybody remember down as you go south of Meridian as you get to Clarkdale, that little intersection there to where it was by Mathis Produce, where somebody was consistently getting hurt or killed. And since they've put in that new turn, I don't think there's been anything bad happen.
Well, that's good.
I hope I'm right on that.
That was a good decision.
Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but that did help. It makes it harder to get on the road. Maybe that's what we need to do in some of these areas to where you really got to think before you jump out there.
Yeah. Sometimes, too, especially at night, it's hard to determine how far away a car is.
Right.
When you just see headlights. I mean, or how fast they're moving. Because they could be moving really fast and people will pull out in front of them, get hit. So.
Now, I got unconfirmed report, and this is unconfirmed. I hadn't had a chance to, I sent Chief Deputy Ward Calhoun a message, but I did get a message of possibly, this is possibility, and I'm going to have to talk to Ward to get this confirmed, that we had a naked man on Pine Springs Road.
Oh, Lord.
No word yet if that's confirmed, but somebody did hear that.
Please, no.
We're sending Candace out with cameras. She's going to be on top of this.
Yeah, no.
Naked man. It's a different naked man. It's not the same one. But we'll find out if there's any truth to that or not, if that was the actual case or not. Got a couple of other things that we're working on that may have happened out in the West Lauderdale area yesterday also that got to get confirmed with Ward before we say, yes, it did happen.
Okay.
We had a car catch on fire in Meridian yesterday after a car wreck. It's strange what can cause that. You remember the wreck? It wasn't a wreck. It was a guy pulled up to the stop sign.
Yeah. Did they ever? I wonder if they ever found out what caused that. But his car was on fire and he didn't even know it until somebody.
And what causes a car after it gets hit to catch on fire? Now, everybody jumped out and they were okay, but this was on 24th Avenue there in 10th Street. Possibly a few injuries, but the car did catch on fire. The Meridian Fire Department showed up. Of course, they put it out, but that's spooky. Think if you were trapped. That gives me the goosebumps thinking about that.
It's scary. I mean, I've heard of like cars catching on fire in a garage from a battery, you know.
Yeah, especially those new electric ones.
Yeah. Something to think about, yeah.
Yeah, they said about salt
Scary.
water doesn't do them well from storms. Be on the lookout for that.
Good.
Now, the next big thing that broke loose in Meridian, and we're just going to use Southern English on this. It broke loose downtown yesterday.
This is scary. This is like, what, the third or the...
Yeah. It was
Third
like
building?
Elvis playing in the background, and the walls came tumbling down. Remember that gospel song Elvis done? Here we go. Downtown we go. This is the scene downtown yesterday. Look at this. The backside of the building collapsed.
That's scary.
Now, where this is, and let's get a bird's eye view here of what you're looking at here. If you're standing in front of Hewlett Furniture Company, looking across the street at the stop sign, this is that building on the left. I think this was the old Rainer Drugs.
And, you know, I could have sworn the other day I just saw that for sale by owner
I think
on
it
Facebook.
was.
Yeah.
Now, it was this building here that collapsed. I'm not sure if that's still one building or not. They may be separate, but the building next to it, the backside, has collapsed
That's
there.
scary.
Now, what causes this? I have no idea. I would assume that over a period of time, if a leak gets into a building, it causes things. But just out of the blue for a building to crumble by itself?
Yeah, that is scary.
Unless we had somebody practicing opera over at the opera house and we didn't know it caused all that.
Well, there is... If am I not mistaken in saying that, or am I mistaken in saying that the three buildings that have collapsed lately have all been in that area?
Yes. You know, it was on the other side of the street. Last time, it was a building there right beside another business that just fell down.
Right. Yeah.
So
then there
maybe
was one around, what was it by, like, where the, I don't know.
I know what
somewhere
you're
in
saying.
that area. It was
Yeah.
another one, though.
Sure was. And the pictures just keep going as here's another
Scary.
view of this, just to look at this, of how someone could have been hurt. Look at that. If somebody had been walking behind it. And
Yeah.
fortunately, this time it was on the back side. Last time it was on the front side.
Yeah. And, you know, it is scary, too, because we do have homeless people in our town.
Yes.
And you don't ever know when somebody's going to be in there. It's scary.
Did you catch that in that picture? Let's pull that back up. I want to show that one more time here. You see the banister there of the staircase where it went up the second floor? I just noticed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. They look for warm places to stay, and abandoned buildings is where they'll go. There's just...
Scary.
Deniston said somebody needs to do a seismograph.
Well, I said yesterday, I was like, it makes you wonder, is there something going on under the,
Could
on the
be.
surface? I
Haven't
don't
we
know.
got a creek or something right up there near the 3-foot building that runs up underneath the street? I thought we had something like that.
I don't know.
Not that caused any of that, but that's a brief look at what happened there. And now we go to Clark County, and such sad news as we have to relay this message.
It is, because I think we had it on there. That
We did.
We had a missing person.
88-year-old gentleman went missing in the Shibuda community.
Mm-hmm.
He would be found yesterday and confirmed in a pond near his home. Most likely had some, and I don't know this for sure, but something was wrong and he was confused. And
Maybe had fallen in or something.
yeah, so we send
Goodness.
a lot of condolences to that family and prayers as they try to get over this.
Yes.
Tough one there to accept there. Rolando joining us from Franklin, Tennessee. Thank you for watching the show. We do appreciate that. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes. I think so.
Sometimes my Southern English gets in the way and I can't say it just right.
LaWanda said, yes, it is a creek underground.
Okay, I thought so. I thought I'd been told that at some point. The good news that we find out on this now is we all talked about this, and we've talked about it for a couple of days now. Downtown Meridian, no matter how you slice it, we did have a murder as we pull this up and go to our webpage there, sammedia.network. Bond has been denied, and the victim has been identified. Adam James is the suspect that's been taken into custody. Now, again, this was right downtown on 4th Street. Murder at 12:30 in the afternoon. Shot the man and walked away, so to speak. The gentleman has been named, and I may mispronounce this, and I apologize before I say it wrong. Marquino LaFleur, did I pronounce that close? We pass along condolences to his family. This is just horrifying to have to go through something like this. No words can ever.
No, I mean, there are such evil people in this world that have just no regard for human life.
No, and
They
what
have
makes
no
somebody
respect.
think the best way to resolve this is to hurt someone?
Yeah.
How does this happen?
And I don't care if you don't like somebody. I
Yeah.
don't care if you don't like what they're doing. You know, they don't deserve for you to take
As
their life.
bad
That's
as it
awful.
is right here in Meridian the last couple of days,
Yeah.
it was worse last night, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. As we turn to our friends over at Dark Horse Press out of Jackson, I speak with them several times a week. A murder in Hattiesburg last night. 2 people are dead and 3 others shot. Drive-by shooting has left 2 dead, Hattiesburg. I watched a lot of the live video from it last night, and just rough. But that's the state of Mississippi. Regardless how we want to shape this up, that's happening in our neck of the woods. We want you to be aware of what's happening in your surroundings. We all go different places.
Right.
You need
Yeah.
to know what happens in each little town.
That's right. You do.
I checked in with Newton yesterday. The higher sheriff said everything's good.
Yeah.
Y'all doing all right.
But it really is a good thing to know about what's going on around you. I mean, we all have children who
Right.
travel around. You know, you want to know when they're going into areas if they need to be there or they don't. You know.
That's right. We may have just reached our farthest place this morning. Good morning from Colorado. Janet Riddle joins us there. Colorado.
That's right. And Donna Slayton's listening from Virginia.
Wow.
They're traveling, she says.
Hope y'all enjoy us. Send us some pictures. It is so neat to be able to look at the world through somebody else's eyes where they are, the beautiful scenery that you see. So send us some pictures.
This time of year, it is beautiful with all the leaves changing on the trees, and it's just so pretty.
And I hate to warn everybody, but swimsuits are fixing to go away. So if you're into that kind of thing, staring at them, you take it all in because it's going away. Winter coats are coming, and you're not going to see any skin for months. The pool is getting ready to get shut. When do pools in Mississippi
Oh, no,
officially?
you know, it is 81 today. There might be some people laying out in the sun. I don't know, you know, in November. It's crazy.
Indiana joins us there. Francis, is that Volker?
Volker, yeah. And then we have Annette Charles from Blytheville, Arkansas.
Boy.
Good morning.
Y'all are great out there.
Yeah. It's
we look-
exciting to have all these people watching.
It is.
All these different areas. Yeah.
And there's already starting to be areas that do have snow. Now, we don't have it immediately here, but I'm starting to see this on my map every day when I do weather of the different areas popping up with snow.
That's right. What is it? What's the little seed that everybody cuts open that we
Johnny
talked about?
Appleseed?
No. Persimmon. The persimmon seed. Yeah, it did show a spoon. So it means shoveling snow.
Somebody's admitting. Francis says she's kin to. She's his sister, Keith McCary's sister.
Oh, okay.
Look at here. Good to see you there. I like your brother. Good fellow there. We find out this morning that Mississippi's longest transportation commissioner has passed away at the age of 84. We send condolences. Dick Hall. I don't know if you remember that name or not. He was
I
there
do.
long time. They always referred to Dick Hall, said such and such. But he has passed away. We hate that. We're hearing that kids are really getting infected this year. Flu is everywhere.
Everywhere it is.
Where was that,
Flu,
in Clark County, that they shut
bug.
down schools for a couple of days last week?
Yeah, I think around Enterprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, the flu is out. The stomach bug is out. And then I've heard of many people, saying that they had like all the symptoms, but went and got it checked and it was all negative. COVID was negative, flu was negative, strep was negative, but they had all the symptoms. So I don't know if there's another little viral thing going around, but take your vitamins and wash your hands.
Washing them hands is very important. Now, also, they want to remind everybody in the state that you can drop by your local health department and get that flu shot if you would like to do that sort of thing. And as I made the comment, you may disagree with me early this morning, every time, and let me do it that way, let me say it just like everybody says on the street corner, every time I take one of them shots, I get sick.
Well, I had a customer the other day that said that she did. She said, I've never gotten sick until now. But, I don't know. You never know if the flu shot is going to be effective or not. I know that I was told the other day by a pharmacist that last year the flu wasn't really, really bad. So they make the vaccine for the next year from
that's how that all works.
Strain or something. I'm not real sure. But so I'm sure next year it'll work. So,
Good luck with that.
Hopefully it'll work this year, though, for everybody. But you never know.
Janet says there's snow in her forecast where she is. Woo! Okay. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
We ain't had a good snowball fight here in Mississippi in quite a while. That last one we got was a make-believe snow. It just wasn't good enough to do what we needed to do.
Yeah.
Let's see here a few more things that are going on in and around the area. I think those are the main points of the building falling, and we've got that flu that we're checking on. Let's see what this is here going on here. We're going to got somebody from Mississippi. This is a pretty big deal. Headed off to those national TV shows for the cooking.
Oh, yeah, the Food Network.
Yeah. Let's see here. Mississippi cookie baker will make her Beth Hennington of Madison, Mississippi.
That is exciting.
So,
she's going to be on the Food Network's Christmas Cookie Challenge.
You any good at the cookie thing? I've never tried any of yours.
Yeah, I can open that bag and dump it in that bowl. Stir it up really good.
Now, I've got to find it, but I got this sent to me. Some of our EMS folks that made it to the Today Show, made it to national television this week. I got a video clip sent to me. They were down for a convention, and the Today Show was there, and they made it to television. So salute to y'all making it to national.
Yeah, I love watching the cooking shows, though. Every time I go get my nails polished, they always got it on in there.
Let me just go ahead and say it's the most boring thing I think I've ever watched, right behind
the cooking shows.
Yeah, I can't handle them. Oh, it's awful.
I used to love to watch that.
The guy that cussed him out?
No, I didn't like watching him.
Hell's Kitchen, what's his face?
I can't stand to. I can only take so much of him. Yeah, but no, the ones where they bake cakes and stuff.
Oh, that chef guy. Yeah, Angie watches it. It does nothing for me.
Yeah.
I'm the type person I don't really care how that cake is made. Put it in front of me. I just want to eat it. I
I'm
don't
talking
care
about
what
the
y'all
decorative
done.
ones where they can make a cake, make it look like anything.
Well, that's neat to see. But at the end of the day, men are just worried about, let me eat it. I don't care how you made it. Hand it to me.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
But now they make things that look like buildings and
they
cool.
can make all this neat, really neat
cake balls.
That's it. He can do anything with some Rice Krispie candy and a cake. I mean, seriously, a lot of times they use that. They use the Rice Krispie candy for some of the pieces, and then they just ice it.
I had no idea that they actually use metal sometimes in making cakes to make shape. I didn't until I watched that stuff.
There's all kind of stuff that goes into it. It's really neat.
It is. Already 8:28 this morning as we bring you a great morning. Christy Skipper says, New York, that's where he's from, the cake boss.
Yes.
Yeah. We got more on the way as we begin to get our morning together and get our thoughts. Y'all stay close. We'll be right back. The Square Peg Mini Mall is located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia. And they're getting ready for the Christmas season with a large variety of furniture and over 30 vendors to browse through. You can take advantage of the layaway on furniture and not pick it up until Christmas Eve. The inventory is constantly updating, and there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Family owned and operated, where they treat you like family. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall located at 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. Well, the farm supply opened this morning. You'll find them right there by the railroad tracks. Can't miss them as you take that exit and come in. And we got all the type of seeds that you need, especially if you've built a house and you need some grass seed. Ryegrass will grow in just about anything. Game cameras galore as we get ready for deer season. Officially gun season rolling in, in a couple of weeks. That's really close.
You'll be hearing gunshots go off everywhere.
Yeah, you will. Of course, we got any type of system that you need to help out with deer blocks and incentives to help you there. Of course, we got blinds. Boy, look at that, deer feeders. If you need the automatic ones that turn on 6 times a day, they'll do that for you. Also, corn. Anything in the gift shop that you're looking for rockers and chairs that are comfortable, down to, your arts and crafts. They got you ready for fall and Christmas right around the corner as well.
I got to go and check that out.
Ooh, we got boots. You want to stay warm, and if it's muddy, they got those as well. See them taking care of your horse, cattle, and all things in between with piggies and different things. See Steve, he'll help you out.
They always have some beautiful things in their gift shop.
Enjoy it. Yeah. Let's hear, as we begin today, a lot more stories that are shaping the world around us. Let's look at a few things that went on today in history. Always good to see what happened. This was, as a kid, one of my favorite actors. He was like a hero to me as a kid because they always played good westerns and stuff. Anybody remember Charles Bronson?
I do.
It is scary that Charles Bronson was born in 1921. That just doesn't even sound right.
Oh, gosh, no, it doesn't.
101 years ago.
Oh.
And he's gone.
That is crazy, yeah.
It doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
I'll get over it, but Miss Crum has a birthday today.
Oh, really, Helen?
Helen does. 1933. You remember her?
I do remember her on Andy Griffith's show. Yeah, Helen Crum. She was the school teacher.
Anita, how do you pronounce that last name? Corsett?
Corsett.
Corsett. Shit, like one of those things you wear to prom.
It's a corsage. Kind of like that. Yeah.
1949. And if you've ever watched Archie Bunker, which was responsible for Maude and several shows like The Jefferson. Anybody remember this guy that was on there? Michael Evans. Do y'all remember him?
I do.
Yeah, he went on to be on both of those. He was with Archie, and he was born on this day back in 49, one of the big actors that came from that. Now, if you'll remember, and they slipped it in, they replaced him with someone that had the almost same name. And you had to go, doesn't he look a little different?
Yeah. I hate when they do that.
Yeah. They just don't tell you.
Yeah, I hate when they have to. But I guess they got to do that, unless
the show must go on.
Kill them off or something.
Right, because we all know, as we sit around and go, Coy and Vance just never worked out.
Yeah. Speaking of killing somebody off.
What's that?
They did that with this next person.
Off television she went.
Yeah.
Roseanne Barr, born on this date in 1952, and she's never been accused of being able to sing. We just want to make that a big point there.
That's a definite, yeah.
Roseanne. You either like her or you dislike her. There's no two ways with that woman.
I don't know, she just kind of flip-flops. Like, she was years ago obnoxious.
Like not stable?
Yeah, years ago she was just totally obnoxious. And like now, it seems like she's settled down. I saw an interview where she like has a little farm. I mean, she grows her food. She has animals. I don't know.
I'm thinking of a Bellamy Brothers song. Oh, hippie.
Oh.
Grows a little garden in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's different. Yeah. Hey, anybody remember watching Rocky?
I
You
do.
remember that show when that big old boy walked out from Russia?
Yeah, the Russian.
Yeah. He's got a birthday today. Now, he looks way different than that now.
So I guess he really was Russian. The name looks
Yeah, it could be.
kind of.
I didn't have his cell number to ask him last night. But
But I do remember
I
him.
think you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But he is a human, because, maybe it was like the Green Mile, the guy, John Coffey, that they had him stand on boxes and
Right.
filmed and made him look so much bigger. Maybe
Right.
the case. But
And in the movie, I don't know if it was his girlfriend, the blonde, that, what was her name? Bridget somebody,
Legs.
that ended up marrying Sylvester Stallone.
yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, you're right. She was
Now
smoking
you can
hot.
find her on the rehab celebrity thing. Yeah.
It doesn't always work out for them.
No. Yeah.
Let's see here. 1956, if you happen to be around, turn on your television tonight. It would be the first time that you could see it on the TV. What am I talking about? Look at that. The Wizard of Oz happened up on television for the first time.
I still love The Wizard of Oz. I still remember how excited as a child I was because it only come on once a year.
Was it right at Halloween? When was it that it came on?
Maybe around
fall?
Halloween. I can't remember. I just remember being so excited, and I loved the part where it went from black and white into color.
Yeah.
It just had the emerald, I don't know.
It was a
really
good
pretty.
show. It really was.
The Yellow Brick Road and all.
You still skip down the Yellow Brick Road?
Yeah.
Okay. Thought I'd check. 1957 was a big day. This song would be released to radio today, and it would forever go down in history. Good Lord, Great Balls of Fire. Jerry Lee's song was released to radio, and it worked.
Yep.
Everybody liked that one.
It was.
Liked it too. 1978, this would be something. Is the word cliche? I'm thinking, what's a catchphrase? That's what I'm trying to think of. Would come from this. What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah.
And I think
yeah.
everybody knows that. This show premiered.
Yeah, that's cute. It was really cute. My son I don't know where, but he started saying that at one time. I think he heard it, and then he started saying it. What you talking about, Willis?
And it was
so funny.
And of course, what's her name that went on to have her own show? She kept the same character name as she would move to that other show.
Facts of Life.
Facts of Life.
Yeah. Mrs. Garrett.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
her. Good save there, because I wasn't going to be able to
Yeah.
say it. It just
Mrs.
was
Garrett.
not in my
George
head.
Clooney was on that show.
The handyman.
Yeah, he was.
For all you folks out there. Anybody remember Waylon talking about they just never showed his face ever, no matter what? Well, it was number one on this date that it happened. The theme from the Dukes of Hazzard hit number one on the charts. Just a good old boy. Old Waylon. 1983, and we didn't get this. I had to have this stuff brought in from Memphis on VCR tape, I remembered. 1983, as cable television was starting to hit the rural routes of America, TNN would be formed, and of course, Ralph Emery would become a major star. The Nashville Network began today on this day.
It had Shotgun Red. Wasn't that his name?
Yeah, sure was.
Little Muppet-looking character.
Crook and Chase and many other shows that come out of that. Alan Jackson would drive to Nashville and get a job in the mailroom and work there. So many people did do that.
Yeah.
But
Look how young George Jones looked on there.
he did. And, of course, the network got sold as CMT took over it, and then it got sold to MTV, and then it was never the same, and it's all gone now.
Yeah. They need to go back to something like that.
There's a lot of things that need to go back.
It really does. Yeah.
Geraldo, anybody remember that guy? You see him on Fox News these days, but there was a time that, he got his nose broke right there on television with a chair.
I was going to say, wasn't there a chair involved in that? Yeah. I
right
remember
upside
that.
the head.
Or I think what's his name that he and what's the guy's name? Dan Bongino.
Right.
I thought a couple of times if Dan had a chair when and they'd have been in the same room.
Yeah. I like old Dan.
I like him too, but I remember the interview with he and Geraldo were chit-chatting back and forth, and Geraldo turned his back. Did you see that one?
I missed it.
He wadded up some paper and threw it at the TV screen and then turned his back and was just sitting there with his back turned. It was the oddest thing, but yeah. You
Things
think
that
they hate
happen.
each other. Yeah.
Live television when it can't
Crazy.
be changed. That is. I wouldn't want to make Dan Bongino mad.
Yeah.
He's now also, and refresh me, is he better from his risk at cancer?
I really don't know. I've been he hadn't really mentioned it, lately when I've seen him on, but there for a while, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty
It was
serious.
yeah, it was. So if anybody knows on that, let us know. I'd like to know more about that. 1998, this is one of those odd rarities. You go, well, what's that guy doing at the governor's mansion? Is he just going for a visit? Nope. He got elected, believe it or not. Jesse, the Body Ventura, got elected as the governor of Minnesota. Yeah, that was odd. I still think it is. But he had a TV show, if y'all remember, Conspiracy Theories, that could suck you in if you watched one or two of them.
I didn't see it.
He had all those shows about the concentration camps. He's FEMA, and he'd go to them, and what are they doing with this?
Now, is he still governor? Or
No, that was
just
back in '98.
Oh, okay.
He's done his term.
Okay.
For some reason, Clint had had one or two Coca-Colas, and he thought this old gal looked good. And stayed with her for about 20 years. She would pass away on this day. Do you remember her? Sandra Locke?
I do remember her, and she always looked really unhealthily, like, is
Homely?
that a word?
Is that the
Unhealthily?
word? Homely. That's the word.
No, she just
You
looked
were.
like she was super thin, like maybe unhealthy.
You would see her first in Josie Wells' The Outlaw, and then she would move on into the Dirty Harry shows. But yeah, she was his live-in girlfriend for years, and then they would separate, and well, it was over.
Yeah.
Just like that. We'll leave it at that. More on the way with Scotty, Ray, and Candace as we welcome in your morning. So glad to have you a part of this. As we warm up to be a hot day, you'll want a short sleeve before it's all said and done. Good morning.
You'll fall in love with all things autumn at Al's Garden and Gift. Come awaken your senses with a bountiful selection of pumpkins in a variety of colors and sizes. Choose a mum and handmade wreath for an entrance. Select a fragrant Tyler candle or glamorous wash to freshen up indoors and the laundry. Savory spices, grilling sauces, gourmet jellies, Mississippi cheese straws, salsas, and Captain Rodney will make tailgating even more fun. Santa's elves are preparing for an exciting shopping season. Christmas open house is Sunday, November 6th. Al's Garden and Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall.
On this field, as on the gridiron, each inch is fought for and marked by sweat, each inch taken through disciplined training. With a Kubota L2501 tackling each inch in the trenches, whether those inches are measured here or here, all adding up to yards. For each yard, Kubota measures victory, and the touchdown is Parrish Tractor. Here, we're much more than a tractor store.
If you've got an outdoorsman on your Christmas list, make sure to drop into Garrett's. Quality pocket knives with the latest fishing gear of rod and reels. Maybe it's a new set of binoculars or a new scope. With one of the largest selection of firearms, you're sure to find the one you need. Protect your investment with a Browning fireproof safe. With a large selection of deer condos, including the new style, the hay bale. Come by for a quick look. It's all at Garrett's, 3505 8th Street, your Christmas headquarters. Chet's Paint and Body, they're hard at work this morning. Well, they got to have their coffee first. Everybody does.
That's right.
They're getting ready to start work out there on many vehicles in the area. And, well, if you've had damage, go by and see Chet. They'll show you a before and after of other cars. Ask around most of all. Word of mouth is everything. And you'll find good reviews every time from Chet's Paint and Body. They do what they say they'll do.
In a timely manner.
Yes, sir, Bob. 737-2961, whether it's a side-end collision where somebody ran a stop sign and T-boned you.
That's right. Or the famous deer accidents that are fixing to probably be going on.
They increase
That's
the
right.
colder it gets. You'll find it all right there. Chet's Paint and Body. This is his paint booth. Good folks. Visit with them today. Find out why others use them. Again, insurance claims process. They'll help you in any way they can. 737-2961 is the number to call out in that area there.
Yeah.
Now, one of the stories that grabbed my attention this morning from headlines, two things. We're up to $1.5 billion in the lottery.
Goodness.
No winner again.
Can you imagine just winning just a little bit of that?
It is one of those things where if you could dream for just a moment,
Yeah.
that would be it. $1.5 billion.
Yes. Somebody said that Wendy Gressett has a birthday today.
Well,
Happy birthday, Wendy.
this next one, I don't have one. And looking at you, I don't see that you have one. The Apple Watch. Does
No, I
anybody
don't.
wear those?
I want one. I just have not wrote
Kent
down.
Kurt, husband of
They're
the year.
expensive, so,
Yeah,
I have a watch. It's
that was a
sufficient.
major hint.
No, I do have a watch, so
Right, but you don't have a...
it's not a priority right now, though, to me. But they're very nice.
It
They
is
do
a-
all kind of neat things.
Divorces happen. We all know that. Sometimes
Okay.
people can't get along. With that being said, a husband, they were fighting over money, getting a divorce.
Oh, goodness.
He's busted on in the house. He stabbed her.
Oh, gosh.
Planned to take her out. Broke her watch, buried her in a shallow grave, but her phone, her Apple Watch was able to call 911. They were able to locate her. She dug herself out of the shallow grave. She's going to make it, but he's been arrested for attempted murder and all types of things. But he
Thank goodness she had the Apple Watch.
But he planned on breaking it because he busted it, but it still worked. A miracle. Years ago that would have never. The technology was not even there to be saved in such a way like that. But it called 911, and again, you had somebody that was very clever sitting at the 911 office that could read through it. Had worked there long enough to realize what was real and what wasn't, and sent authorities to find her.
Thank goodness she's okay.
That was in Washington.
I'm sure she'll be
State.
traumatized for the rest of her life.
Absolutely.
Goodness.
That'll make her not get married again.
Yeah. Goodness.
Yeah, she's not going to want to do that. So are you willing to pay the $20 for the little check there on Twitter?
I don't know. I'm not a Twitter person, so.
And Meridian, by and large, is not. I've
Not a
got an
tweeter.
account there, and there's just not enough people to pay the $20 for the check mark. It's just not enough followers in Meridian that like that service. There are tons in America that do.
Yeah, there are.
They're getting rid of folks, but they're possibly going to be somewhere between $8 to $20 a month. They'll let us know in a day or so what they're going to charge for that authenticity check mark. Jan has an Apple Watch.
I think they're good things. I mean,
She says
I
you got
like.
to charge it every day.
Yeah, I think they are good though. I would like to have one for the simple fact because when I'm working, I hate to have to stop to answer my phone or look to see who's. I have to stop and go over there to my phone.
Yeah.
And I could just be working and see what the text was, or it doesn't really interrupt my.
Criminals love them. I mean, they can just keep running on doing what they're doing and never stop. Huh? Yeah.
2 more birthdays. Timmy Seegers, happy birthday to you. And also Sandra Fleming, happy birthday.
Big birthday there.
Yes.
Wow, there. I don't no more believe this in a man in the moon because I'm telling you, when it comes to food and what's good for you and what it is, constantly changes. At one time, they told you eggs were bad for you. The next day or 2 years later, they tell you the most wonderful thing that you can have.
That's right.
They're saying that it's not good to get up in the morning and drink coffee. It's better to go eat something before you have coffee. Do you realize what would happen to the world if everybody listened to that? It'd be the grumpiest place that ever existed.
I am not I can't just go, I can't eat breakfast right when I get up.
No.
Or anything. I mean, I just can't.
Coffee is it.
I have to go straight from the bed to the coffee pot.
It's a motivator.
It is.
It's really an attitude adjustment in a cup.
Yeah, have some caffeine.
Yeah. So don't believe everything you read there. I'm going against their headline on saying that really is good.
They
Let's see
haven't been
here.
around. They have not been around enough angry morning people.
No, they
honestly.
haven't. Go to a motel.
That's
Go
right.
down there where they have that free coffee and it tastes horrible and see how many grumpy people you bump into. We see that CNN has not, the guy that they've got filling in Como slot is going away right after the election. He ain't getting ratings either, so they're stepping back, going to rethink this, and have to put somebody else in that time slot. So things aren't good over at CNN. I am starting to see, as I glance through news headlines every day, more, what's the word that I'm trying to come up with? More believable stories that they put out now that is not shifted. I'm starting to see a change in the way the headlines are written over at CNN. Will it help? I don't know.
Yeah.
They'll have to really do some changing to fix the situation it is.
I just wish that things would go back to everybody reported the news as it was. It didn't sway from one side to the other. I mean, it got reported. If it was something that happened, they reported it.
Can you do the Walter?
No matter who it happened to.
Can you do the Walter Concrete line?
No.
That's the way it was
Yeah.
this day. He
Yeah.
always closed out with that line. Liked him. As we find out now, the FBI and a whole bunch of folks have been over to Paul's bed. Pelosi is who we're talking about
Okay.
for an interview, a bedside chat, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Yeah.
And they admit, we've got the whole thing on video. It just turns out that whoever was watching the cameras at the house wasn't paying attention when the break-in happened. Another story, I might not believe everything that I'm being told.
Right.
More to come on that.
Doesn't add up. Stuff just doesn't add up.
It doesn't. He's an illegal immigrant on top of all of this. Nothing
Kinda
adds up with
ironic.
this. It is. Yeah. The hammer attack is what they're labeling all of this. And again, there is absolutely no way the third in charge of America, they're not going to watch those cameras. Tell me another lie.
That's right.
Catalytic converter thefts are up nationwide as we look at this. And the question is, do you own one of the top 10 cars that people are after? And I done a little research on this last night because I was thinking they just stole them to put them on other cars.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out it's what's inside of them that is worth the minerals that are in it that makes those that is so valuable as to why people are getting it. I know that they made a big nationwide bust on a ring of this, millions of dollars that have been doing. But coming in the top 10, the Toyota Prius, if you've got one of those. I can just hear Jeff Dunham now talking about that Prius, him and Walter. The Chrysler 200, the 87 to 2000 Camry coming in at number 8, the Honda CR-V, Chevrolet Equinox, the 99 to 21 Chevrolet Silverados, very popular. They love those. The Ford Econoline, the Jeep Patriot. Number 2 car that they want is the Honda Accord, and number 1, the F-150 from 85 to 2021. They want the catalytic converters off of it, the most sought-after vehicle to cut them off of.
Huh. So a lot of those vehicles, they were very economic.
Yeah, sure
vehicles. But I mean, to do that, I would think that somebody, is that just a quick get under there?
Yeah, you got a Sawzall and it's electric, and you just cut through the metal.
Can nobody see these people doing this kind of stuff? I mean,
depends on darkness. Sometimes they do it in broad daylight. They'll pull up a heavy parking lot and roll under the car. No one sees it, and they have somebody standing guard. There's a lot of folks that went to jail over it. We certainly hope they catch them.
That's aggravating, because I would think that would be a very high repair cost for something like that.
It is. Now, we don't know what the outcome is going to be, but come Tuesday, Americans will go to the polls. They will cast their ballots. We will see what happens. But as we start reading headlines across America, the one that jumps out at me here says Democrats are bracing for disaster. With 6 days until the midterms, which would be 5 now, projections are the Republicans are going to take the Senate by 4 seats and gain 31 House seats. Now, we don't know that will happen, but there's a lot of political analysts that spend a lot of time into this. We've known them to be wrong before. Never take for granted that whatever side that you vote, it's just going to automatically happen. Why? It takes you to go vote to make a difference.
That's right.
No matter what side of the fence you're on, you got to go do your part and vote, or there is no change in anything.
That's right.
It's like when you're arguing about where you want to eat, if you don't speak up, you're going to get that same hamburger again.
I know.
Just telling you.
Even if you have not voted in the past because you just failed to go vote, get out and vote this time. This makes the most difference. I mean, it really, really does. I've heard people say you don't have any room to complain if you don't go vote, but that is reality.
That is that.
You can complain, I guess, but.
They're throwing anything out there to try to get attention for votes. Biden announces a $13 billion package to bring energy costs down. They can say all they want. We know where we are right now. Interest rate for the 4th time in a row, up 0.75%. What does that mean in return for you? It means it's going to be less out of your paycheck, more taxes, more everywhere you go to shop. With interest rates climbing, it's not good for the household income.
Yeah.
As we look at that, American
buying
family.
homes, the cost of materials are still kind of up. I think they've gone down somewhat, but not everything.
Yeah, it's going to be a lack of bikinis come summertime if something isn't done.
I ain't worried about the lack of bikinis.
You got to really look to the future here and save America there. Did you see where the White House had to go in and delete a tweet? Whoops. Biden was taking credit for the Social Security checks going up, saying that I done this, the biggest you've ever gotten. Well, as Twitter now under new management that doesn't agree with everything it says, goes, well, wait a minute. It wouldn't matter who the president is. It was a cost of living raise, and since things cost so much more to live now, is why it's the highest that's ever been put out in 10 years.
Right. But you get that boost in your Social Security check, but then what, Medicare costs you more?
Yeah, everything
so really,
does. You're not getting anything. It balances out, so you're not getting as much as you thought.
Right.
Scotty, Ray, and Candace, it is already 8:53. Y'all stay close. We'll be right back. Mark your calendars for the 5th annual Hickory Pickin' Day. It's Saturday, November the 12th from 9 in the morning till 4 that afternoon with plenty of parking. With over 100 vendors inside and outside the store. Arts, crafts, clothing galore. With jewelry and antiques and those hard-to-find items. Don't forget to bring the kids along for the petting zoo. Entertainment from Meridian's own Emily White and Daniel House and many more. Mark your calendars for Hickory Pickin' Day, Saturday, November the 12th from 9 until 4 in Hickory.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk. And well, Maple's one-stop shop is there for you today. Gasoline is probably in your future at some point. Drop by. Friendly staff, clean. You'll love it, along with breakfast and a whole lot of things going on over at the Chevron store on St. Paul Street. Out in Causeyville, they're gathered around for a biscuit about right now. A lot of things happening for lunch as well. They'll have that out. Lots of great chicken. They've got menus galore. We'll find out what is being offered today in a little while. As we turn to the coffee, it's great. You can get that any time of day with a cold drink as well. Maybe a bag of chips to go. Pizza and a whole lot more. Lottery tickets, as we said, up to $1.5 billion drawing coming. They sell them. Get yours today at all of the locations, and you'll find them from Pine Springs, Bonita, Causeyville, on out to Last Chance Tobacco on 493, that 31st store, and Broadmoor Chevron. See them today. It's all found there at Maple's one-stop shop. You can get it all. That $1.5 billion.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. What were you trying to say that you were mispronouncing a minute ago? You were telling me?
I am bad about saying birth with an F.
Like B-U-R-F? Birthday?
Happy birthday, yeah. No, but we do have another birthday today. Happy birthday to Lee Anderson. So, hope you're having a wonderful day.
Yeah, we didn't get your age there, but it's all going to be okay.
That's right.
All right, let's see what is happening here. Cornhole. You know, the game there? They're saying, it's kind of like that fishing thing that happened. Somebody's been cheating. The people that won the first place prize, taking home $15,000, cheated with lighter junkers.
Oh, goodness.
We want to say thank y'all for dropping by and being a part of our show today. We couldn't do it without you.
That's right. Each and every day you can join us and comment and check on the weather and all sorts of things. But hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back in the morning at 8 a.m.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: